Okay, so welcome to episode 4 of the JC Show. My man!
Mum jokes this week?
No.
I mean, is that because you repent?
It's because I always win and
Repent means apologise.
And whatever.
So, mum jokes?
Let's go. Do we do some mum jokes?
No.
Oh, you don't?
I was just asking you whether we will be having mum jokes.
Anyway.
How did you feel about the mum jokes? Did you, when Jon did the mum joke last week, did you think, how old are you? Or did you think,
yeah, we missed this.
Bravo. I'm curious.
So anyway, in today's episode of the JC Show, the things that we're going to be talking about is arrogance and confidence, and does it work for you or against you?
It's actually arrogance versus confidence.
Okay,
arrogance versus confidence.
Yep.
Johnny and I had a bit of a disagreement when we were going through the subject matter for this show.
That's your arrogance coming out, though.
I suggested what I'd like to talk about, and basically, I'm going to give arrogance a go.
Okay.
I'm going to give arrogance a go because I think it's massively underrated, and I'm curious to learn here, discover whether you agree. I think that arrogance is massively underrated, and we're going to come on to that in a bit.
We're also going to do the usual, which is our learning points, so the things that we've found about ourselves that's helped us to either move forward or adapt slightly. We've got the, what they call it again, floats my quotes. So these are 3, did we get 3?
Last week, we launched a feature called Floats My Quote. When Johnny and I shared our favourite quote and invited you to share your favourite quote, we've got 4 bangers.
4, yeah.
4 bangers, and we are going to see which is our fave.
And stick around because there's a surprise that's going to happen when we start talking about the learning quotes. Well, I didn't even know this himself. I've kept it a secret.
Okay.
So there's a surprise. So
does it involve quiche?
It doesn't involve quiche.
That's the only surprise I'm interested in.
There's no quiche involved. So anyway, right, over to you, man. Let's fire this up.
This week, I've learned, and this is what's inspired the subject matter for today: arrogance versus confidence. I've learned that arrogant people have it good. Mm-hmm. Like, they just have it good.
Okay.
And it dawned on me on the way to a client shoot, which I'm going to elaborate on in a little bit. And I was doing what I usually do, kind of a little bit too much self-talk. And I thought, this is getting boring. How much of my energy, time, effort am I wasting on self-talk? Arrogant people don't have this. They just get on with it. So I'm gonna elaborate on that in a little bit. But what have you learned this week?
So the learning point, and there we go. This is the surprise. You see, is
all right.
What do you know? What I should probably do when we do the learning point?
Is this going to involve your
t-shirt?
God. So every week when I ask Johnny for his learning, he alludes to his merch in some cynical effort to shift more, but nobody's interested. So every single week for the last 3 weeks, it's been, actually, I should have worn my
Yeah, sure. Stay humble, hustle hard.
Available at the Jon Covey merch store.
It's not. I pulled the plug on it. Listen, you cannot buy one of these t-shirts on my site. I have pulled the plug. So there is no plug going on here right now.
So what he's trying to do now is foster exclusivity. You cannot buy this shit. So everyone's going to be, I want one.
Limited edition.
He's a sales trainer.
Sorted.
He's a sales trainer. He knows how to get you excited about his t-shirts. But I'm telling you, none of that shit's available.
You're giving away all the actual gold.
I mean, no, don't worry, because nobody's going to give a shit either way. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so in terms of the learning point, what have you learned this week? Other than you need to stay humble and hustle hard.
The arrogant people have it easy. I told you.
Oh, that's your learning point.
That's been my learning point, and I'm going to come on to that in a little bit.
Which interestingly ties into my learning point of this week, because I discovered that maybe I was being a little bit too arrogant in terms of my social content. You know, I was pumping out content, pushing it out to people, and I suppose an arrogant side of me thought people should come to this. You know, I'm sharing this free, I'm giving it away for free, and
in volume.
And if you're a Facebook user or an Instagram user or a Twitter user, you'll see this. They just choke the life out of your feed. Unless you get good engagement. And
when Johnny says choke the life, he basically means Zuckerberg shows no one your content unless you pay cash.
Yeah, they throttle it. Now, the easiest way for you to get good reach on your content is by getting good engagement. And this is what I was saying. My learning point came through a conversation with a friend of mine. And do you know what? Listen, right? 7 years ago, I set up a social media agency, and we were teaching companies, big corporates, startups, everybody in between it. We looked at companies like Direct Line and Ryman's and some big apprentice providers, and we were teaching them how to use social media, and it all evolved around engaging with people. You know, it's not just a one-way street. You've got to engage, and I think that my own arrogance has stepped in slightly, and I didn't even see this. I didn't even consider it as arrogance. I wasn't aware that I'd stopped engaging altogether. I was just boom, pumping that stuff out and not engaging with nobody. As a result, my metrics were crippled. You know, the edge rank on Facebook in terms of how the algorithm worked just stopped showing it to even close friends were saying, John, I'm not even seeing any of your stuff myself. Unless you share it into some of the groups that you put me into and you know what we're part of, then they don't even see it. And so my big learning point were, you know, to actually be humble a little bit as well. You know, make sure that you actually, it's good to give, but engage. And I think that's the thing that I discovered.
It's actually really interesting you say that, and this is so relevant for one reason. So I've noticed that my socials, my engagement has increased ever since I've started actually talking to people and asking, and when they comment on something, then asking them another question based on what they asked me or the comment they made. And it's really interesting this actually, because there's a guy on Instagram, I'm not going to mention him because it's not probably the best thing to do, but he's someone on Instagram that I follow. He's an emerging artist. He's not got a massive audience or anything, but he's recently started releasing a couple of great singles. And I'll always say when he drops something on Instagram, if I do like it, because I don't bullshit, if I do like it, I'll tell him. And he'll like it, but he'll like not comment or say, I'm not asking him to say thanks, but like it's always like, it's like, I don't fancy talking to you anymore. Do you know what I mean? But when someone actually kind of elicits conversation based on what I said, you just want to chat to them. And I've noticed personally that when I start communicating, replying, and actually talking properly with the people that engage with me,
makes a massive difference.
All the 4 quotes we're going to talk about today for Float to my quote off from the 3 people I talked to most on Instagram. Yeah. Like if we'd have done this show this time last year, we wouldn't have any quotes. So I didn't really reply or engage with people. So we'd just be making shit up.
And it's
which we're still going to do in following weeks if no one if no one submits, we'll still make stuff up. But like you've got to engage.
You've absolutely got to engage. And this is not just on your business profiles. This is on your personal profiles as well, because it all comes in together, and it just works. Just spend that time and engage.
And this comes back to something that there's a video on YouTube called, what's it called now? That video on my YouTube channel. It doesn't matter. But all you just engage, show interest in other people. Absolutely. Actually go onto their feed, see if there's any shit on there that gets. I can't explain enough what the value that brings in terms of building your tribe, and that's all it ever is. Building
your tribe. Yeah, absolutely. Building that community. That's what you are. Is we are community-driven people. You know, we pack. We like to be together. We like to be accepted, and you know, we've talked about this in previous videos about us obviously wanting to be loved by everybody, but that's not always going to happen. People will.
By we, he doesn't mean John and I. He means people.
People humans. As a whole. Yeah, totally. And listen, the way for you to do it is to communicate. Build your tribe, build your community, communicate, engage, grow together. And it's very cliche and cheesy, and I don't know if I said it before, or I posted it somewhere the other week, but you know, for your dream to work, you need teamwork. And it is cheesy and cliche, but it's so vital. You can't do this by yourself. You need other people, so start engaging.
Learning points for the week, always my favourite bit.
Absolutely awesome. So, anyway,
I was commissioned by a salon to do some new campaign shoots for them, and it was photos, which is what I do. But recently, I've been getting commissioned to produce promo videos and films and stuff, and this happened for this salon. Yeah, we'd love a campaign film as well to support all our new material.
Sure.
So, me being me, pretty much new to doing video short promo films. On my way to the shoot, I was thinking, I've never done a photo shoot and a video shoot on the same day. What if? Oh God! And all the bollocks started happening.
Okay.
And I just thought to myself as I was walking to the salon, do you know what? Like, this is getting really boring. How much of my time am I wasting with this nonsense? Like the time I'm allocating towards questioning, thinking, second guessing, I could be thinking about more important things quiche, cheesecake, or crisps.
Okay.
But I'm worrying about all this bollocks. It's just getting boring. So do you know what? CK, you're a fucking legend. If it involves anything creative and anything visual, you will figure it out and you'll be awesome. So what I was saying to John as I was telling him this story is like, I just had this moment and I thought, arrogant people just don't, you don't have this self-doubt where they just don't generally say, oh, that's a bit weird. They just think, well, I'll fucking kill it.
Yeah, okay.
I'll kill it. But where we grow up in an environment where that type of person is somewhat frowned upon.
No, listen, and that's the thing, and this is what I was saying to you just then earlier on is that there's a difference between arrogance and confidence, and yes, the line is very blurry, but there's a significant difference. And I'll give you an example. Do you know, you meet somebody who's confident, and what do? They look at you. They've got solid eye contact. They're looking at you. And you know, you that instantly builds trust. You get solid eye contact with someone. You find someone who's arrogant. They're looking through you. They're looking past you. They're looking anything.
They're looking for the better person behind.
Yeah, totally. So that's the difference between arrogance. Arrogant people are, you know, just not. It's a cover up to something else. Confidence doesn't need a cover up, and this is the thing. Yes, it's. What did I say to you earlier? I said, do whatever you need to do to put yourself in that peak state. Now, if you have to tell yourself that it's arrogance, or that you're a legend, or that you're the best, then that's fantastic. But what I was saying to you is just be careful there's no spillover. And when I'm saying spillover, make sure that you're not spilling too much of that arrogance, that kind of, you know, I don't know what the word I'm looking for actually, but you try to, if that comes over and you spill over too much of that in reality, then you're gonna, you know, people's just gonna not like you. You're gonna disengage people. People's going to look at you like that kind of person.
And I agree. And I said to you, this was very much an internal dialogue I had with myself. Like anybody that's either commissioned me, that works for me, in whatever capacity knows that you're probably going to be thinking, arrogant? I don't really think so, because I'm just not. Yep. But I had to just kind of trick myself because, like I said, all the self-talk just got really boring.
Absolutely.
It just got tiring. And I think the reason, it was on the back of these shows.
Yeah, no, listen, and it's interesting that you say, trick yourself. Because that's the word to use. Do you know, I trick myself. And you think about it, anyone goes to the gym, you'll know this, that you start doing a routine and you shock your muscles and they start to grow. But after a period of time, you need to trick the muscles. You need to shock them again by giving them a different routine. Yeah. Because otherwise they won't grow no more. And you, as a person, are no different. So yeah, by all means, trick yourself. Trick yourself by saying that you're a legend. Trick yourself by saying that you're the best that you can be.
But there's actually, so far this has all been on a very, it's not been theoretically backed up, me just saying I'm telling myself, but you've told me before that actually whatever you feed into whatever you feed it, it'll give you. It'll give you. Yeah. And I was very much aware that I was telling it you're gonna kill it. Oh, well, I'll give you that then.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
Just a little bit. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's the famous Tony Robbins quote, isn't it? And it probably wasn't even his quote originally, but it's where your attention goes, energy flows. And it's like, that pretty much says everything that you need to know about it. You start focusing on something, and it starts to become more of a reality. You start to materialize it. So if you start focusing on if you start focusing on debt and worry and problems and lack of money and stuff like that, you're just going to get more of it because it's what you're looking for. Whereas if you start focusing on things that you want, that
success,
thriving, I'm going to be brilliant, this is going to be the best thing I've ever done, and you'll do this in anything that you've done. You go out there with a mindset that I'm going to go and I'm going to do this and it's mine and I'm going to win and you go to anything in that mindset, and the likelihood is you'll crush it. But if you go to it with a mindset that it's not going to work. I'll give you an example. How many times have you seen, let's use an item of clothing. Yeah, so you've seen an item of clothing, t-shirts. Yeah.
Funnily enough.
So humble, limited, I'm not selling t-shirts, But you see, right, a t-shirt in a store and it's got a discount on it and you've got no money, you wait till payday. What do you tell yourself? I bet it's not there. I bet when I get paid and I get back to that shop, it's not there. I bet it's not there. I bet it's not there. I bet it's not there. And guess what? You get to the shop
and it's closed.
And it's not there. Oh, the shop's closed, or whatever it is. You've willed that into reality. You've willed it to happen. And this is the difference. You know, you look at the things like The Secret, you watch the film or read the book The Secret, it talks about parking, it talks about all this kind of stuff. And yes, thinking about it's not going to be powerful enough on its own to make it work. You've got to actually do something. It's probably only 20%. The rest is you've got to actually get up and do something. But your state of mind is so vital for success. I'm just not sure arrogance is the right word to be using.
What do you think? I'm genuinely curious. As I was walking to that shoot and I said, CK, you're the dog's bollocks. It's visual.
Yeah.
Now go and nail it. That's exactly what you're going to do. Was that even on the tip of arrogance, or was it his pure confidence? Johnny's all confidence.
It's 100% confidence. You know, thinking that way, that I'm going to kill it, I'm going to nail it, I'm the best at this, I'm going to crush it. That's confidence. That's not arrogance. That's my opinion.
But I want you to say confidence. I just hate when he's this committed to anything.
Yeah,
it just
sure.
annoys me.
Please have your say on this. Now, let us know what your thoughts are towards this. Do you think it's arrogance? Do you think it's confidence? What works for you? Share what works for you. Because I don't know everything. I'm humble. I want to learn all the time.
He's got a T-shirt to prove it.
I've got a T-shirt to prove it, which you can buy at... You can't buy it at all, I'm kidding. Maybe we should. No, I'm kidding. But confidence is key. Confidence is key. You've got to just have that uttermost confidence in what you're doing. And that will make all the difference.
If nothing else, and I was saying to John, I think the reason I had that little bit of talk to myself is because since we started touching on these issues over the last 4 weeks, it's like you said, I don't know why this heightened awareness, but I seem to be seeing more of people doubting themselves. It seems to be everywhere now. So not only am I bored of myself, don't take this the wrong way, I'm bored of you. I'm just genuinely bored of hearing your shit. I'm here. Okay. Just stop it. Let's just all collectively stop it. Whatever you're gonna do next, and you've got that little thing, say screw you. I'm class.
Let's do this.
I'm class.
So anyway, on to
floats my quotes.
Floats my quotes. Here we go. So we've had. Who sent these quotes in? Then let's have a look.
So we have 4 submissions from 3 people for this week's float my quote. Last week, Johnny and I shared our favourite quotes. Mine was my favourite quote of all time. Check last week's show for what that was, and Johnny did the same.
Yep.
And
is that because you can't remember it?
No, it's just I'm going to get views on your YouTube. Otherwise, you screwed me. So
go for it. So the first one comes in.
Better an oops than a what if, and that was a quote submitted by Amber. But apparently the person that said it was someone called Bo Taplin, who I've never heard, but bravo on the name.
Yeah,
Bo Taplin.
Yeah, better an oops than a what if. Absolutely.
Amber submitted 2. Her second quote was, if you have good thoughts, they will shine out of your face like sunbeams and you will always look lovely. Now, in Amber's defence, she even conceded that this was icky and cheesy as hell, and Amber, I agree. I can't disagree, but that's very Amber. It's cute. If you have good thoughts, they will shine out of your face like sunbeams and you will always look lovely.
And you know what?
By Roald Dahl, by the way.
You think that this had been staged and put into this on purpose, but it really hasn't. And this unbelievably ties into the actual arrogance and confidence that we were just talking about. This particular quote right here. And this is the thing, is that your opinion, the way that you look at the world and your opinions on the world say more about you than it does of anything else. And if you want to find out what a person's like, find out what their opinions on the world are. And this is...
Would you do that anyway?
Well, no, because what happens is if someone's really bitchy towards everything, you know, they're mad at the world, they're mad at this, government, this, and if they're just a bitter person like that, and you can find that out very easily. You'll look on someone's social media stream and you'll find out everything you need to know about that person really, really quickly just by looking at them. And I think this is why it ties into this quote so well, is that, you know, if you do put out those rays of sunlight, you know, and you are that positive, bubbly, outgoing person, everyone's going to see that, and it's infectious.
Quote 3.
Good one, Amber.
This one... Okay, so this one comes from AJ. AJ, who's in LA, by the way. So
go AJ.
Hang on, where is it? So AJ, he's put, this one rings true to me recently and more powerful than ever before. And the quote is this: you can never cross the ocean until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore.
100%.
By someone called Andre Guide, apparently.
Cool.
Once again, you can never cross the ocean until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore.
Absolutely love it.
I'm a massive fan of that one. And that one kind of really hit home with me very much recently as well.
Yeah.
Big fan. And Emma, who's a copywriter, who was a feature of last week's show, because Emma has a lot of self-doubt, her quote is, we accept the love we think we deserve. We accept the love we think we deserve. Do you think she's having relationship problems?
I like it. I'm just trying to pull one up. You just spurred.
Emma, what's on your mind, chicken?
Where is it?
This is deep. While he looks what he's looking for, we accept the love we think we deserve.
It's good.
Are you getting good love, Emma? I hope so.
Are you getting good love? CK's looking. Are you fishing?
No, she's married. Emma's a mate, and I know that. But good. I hope you're getting the love you feel you deserve. Because you know I love your hair.
Do you know what? Right?
Have you found what you're looking for?
I put together a quote book, a little small book that you could print off as a PDF. It had got 50 quotes in, and there was something you just said in there about the losing sight of the show, and it made me think of one, and I forget what it was. But the book I put together it's called The Little Book of Greatness. It used to be on my site. I took it down. Maybe I should put it back on. But there's like 50.
Is there anything left on your site?
There's like 50. 50 quotes on here.
You must have the shittest website in the world.
Where's yours?
It's down.
This is the one that tied into the other one as well, is that your opinion of the world also is a confession of your character. Okay. Your opinion of the world is also a confession of your character. Quotes, guys, keep them coming in. We really like these. Do you like these? Float my quote.
Now, if you guys are interested, we're going to put links to the 3 people that submitted these. Amber's a content creator. Check out her YouTube channel. She's just jolly and fun, and I like Amber a lot. And then AJ is just massively into music. He's always discovering new music. And Emma is a copywriter. We're going to put links to all their things in the description box, as we will with you next week when you submit
we sign
yours.
Okay, yeah.
Submit your floats my quote, your favourite quotes.
Questions if you've got any.
Yeah. Arrogance or confidence.
Arrogance, confidence, let us know, all that kind of stuff.
What size do you want your Jon Covey t-shirt
Just what size, yeah. Limited edition. No. Before we sign off though, what's your favourite quote of the week?
I've not got... Oh, of these?
No, of yours. Have you got anything that's...
No. I've been too busy walking around thinking I'm the dog's nuts to be worrying about quotes this week. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. But the arrogance week ends on Sunday, so I'll be back to normal CK. I'll be back to normal CK in a bit.
Is there such thing as a normal CK?
Good point. Why are you asking what my favourite quote is?
I was just asking because I've just found one.
Okay, go on.
So, focus on where you want to go, not what you fear. Focus on where you want to go. Don't focus on the things that you fear. And that's us.
Is that your favourite?
That's the favourite for this week. For this week. And stay humble and hustle hard. T-shirts available at Jon Covey. I did not. I'm only kidding. I'm going to put them on though. I'm not. Anyway, so we hope you've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed it. If you do have any questions, send them in. Put some comments on, please. If you obviously feel more arrogant or the confidence side, which one resonates most with yourself. And if you've got any quotes that you really kind of like or what resonates with yourself, again, please do send them to either myself, my name, you've got it up here, you've got CK's name up here as well. Send your quotes in. Guys, appreciate it. Thank you so much.